This is Shkodër, Albania. It's kind of raining, but not bad. I've been staying here about 3 weeks now. And at the end, I'll show you the place I've been staying at. It's a nice hotel. It's clean, you know, it's bare bones, but I got a really good price on it. So, kind of did my math. I'm living here, you know, in this neighborhood for $1,000, maybe $1,000. You can go to the restaurants a block away from this neighborhood and grab a ham and cheese omelet with like a tomato and a cucumber, a couple slices of bread, and a cappuccino in a nice restaurant for $4.50 American. You know, you can't really get much. Can't get much back home for that. This is their downtown Shkodër area. So I made a deal with the guy at the hotel. Nobody else was there, you know. I like this old style place right here. So you get like a mix of stuff here. Some stuff is like, you know, remodeled. Some stuff is old school. I really like that one too. But I made a deal with the guy. $20 a night. Breakfast is included, but I got to be down there by 8 o'clock in the morning, and you know, I used to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning most of my career, and I don't miss it. So I haven't seen 8 a.m. in a while, unless I got to. Only time I'm getting up at that time, you know, the building's got to be on fire or I'm catching a flight. Other than that, I'm laying down, you know, sleeping. Anyways, $20 a night in the hotel. It's got hot water, you know, everything works. There's nothing special to it, but I'm a half a block off this street right here. And there's just a ton of cafes and bars and restaurants, and they got a few nightclubs, and those get hopping on the weekends, you know, if you're into the clubs. It's funny because, I mean, they really kick off, like they close by midnight, but they kick off at 11. It just starts jumping. It's loud, you know, and it just gets to the grand finale at midnight, you know, because they got to shut them down by midnight, I guess. I don't know what that building is, but it's really pretty, you know. So some of the stuff is like, I don't know, it's kind of crumbling, but I like it, you know. It just adds texture, if that's the right word, to this place, you know. They're fixing it all up, and it's all cash here. So for $1,000, I mean, what are you gonna get for $1,000 back home, you know? And I'm talking about, you know, the United States. So I you know, that's all I can compare it to. 1,000 don't get you nothing in Chicago, you know, get you even less in LA or New York City. I don't know, for $1,500 you could probably live really well in this country. So if you're in like survival mode, I'm waiting on a couple things, you know, kind of living on savings again. But if you're in survival mode, if you're living on Social Security, look at that. They got a little park there. That's cool. If you're living on Social Security, or you know, a small pension, or you got savings, things are getting, you know, if you're back home, you know how much stuff is costing you. You ain't getting a whole lot for your money anymore. I like that place too. I think that's a big government building or something. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but this is Shkodër, Albania. So you could live here for, like I said, 1,000. I'm paying 600 a month for the hotel. I'm sure I could get an apartment for that much, but you know, not signed on a long-term lease. It's all cash here, you know, or mostly cash. So it's kind of like, you know, let's make a deal, right? So the guy said 20 bucks a night. They do my laundry. There's a breakfast included. I'm not going to say the name of the place unless the guy lets me. I'll tell him I made a video and see if that's okay. Maybe let him watch it. I don't want everybody trying to beat the guy up because, you know, and granted, this is the off season, you know, so when the sun comes out, people are going to come. People are already coming here on the weekends. I think by the end of the week or in a couple days, it's going to be 70 degrees here. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But it gets a little busier on the weekends. But this doesn't look bad, man. I mean, like I said, I've been here 3 weeks. And just walking around, I mean, it's, you know, it's nice here. The people are cool. The food is fresh. You get homemade pasta for $5. You know, you get a bottle of water for $2, a big bottle of water. Nice restaurant is $7 for dinner, you know, off the main drag. That's in a nice, you know, Italian joint. If you get some homemade Italian or Albanian food, it's even cheaper than that. Like I said, the breakfast joint I was at today, it was $4.50 for an omelet, cappuccino, you know, toast and all that. My bills are probably about $1,300 a month, and that's with about $350, $400 going back home, you know, just some stuff that I just can't cut, you know. I got life insurance and I got a storage, and I didn't necessarily do the right thing with the cell phone. I stayed with Verizon. So there's some cuts that I could actually make. I could, you know, I'm going to change my Netflix and all that to save a few more dollars. So it's doable, you know. I mean, it just depends on if you're in survival mode, or hey, if you got $2,000 a month, man, you could probably live somewhere right on the ocean, you know, and that's, I'm talking $2,000 a month with food and all that, you know. I'm not talking about your rent. I'm looking at Airbnbs, I don't know, from $600, $700 to $1,200, $1,500, you know, that's on the beach, and high season and all that, you know. So right now it's low season, obviously, but I don't know, it's cool here. There's a mosque over there. Let's go walk towards the mosque. People are pretty friendly. I don't know, Albania, I would say, is definitely an option. You're in Europe. If you go to Tirana, which I think is about an hour or two away from here by bus, Tirana's a nice jumping off point because you can catch flights. I think it's about 40 minutes to Rome, Athens, you know, Istanbul. This is about 2-hour bus ride from Shkodër, Montenegro. You can stay here for a year if you're an American. I think there's a path to temporary residency, but the guy, you know, and this is, your miles may vary on this, but the hotel guy says, yeah, man, if you like it here, you know, you could just dip in and dip out the next day for Montenegro. They don't really care if you got the American passport. That's what he says. I don't know if that's gospel, so don't take my word for it. But either way, let's say you got to follow every rule. You dip out for 90 days, you come back in for 90 days. You go to Greece, you go to Montenegro. And as long as you're doing this, you know, in the off season, or, you know, go where the people ain't, you know, find a small town in summer. Don't go to the beach. Everybody's going to go to the beach. Find a small town in summer in Albania and go there, you know, and just go where the people ain't, you know. Off-season Europe is pretty affordable, even more so in the Balkans. Anyways, blue collar tourist, like and subscribe. Shkodër, Albania. Who knew you would end up here? I mean, I think it's a solid option. Blue collar tourist in Shkodër, Albania. This is what you can get in Shkodër. You know, nothing really fancy. I got it on booking.com. I got it for 2 nights. It was $45 a night. And nobody was here. You know, it's still wintertime. I'm a half block, or not even, just a few feet down the alley from the main drag in Shkodër. So I said, hey, you know, let's make a deal here. If I stay long, what can you do? You know, and the guy says, hey, well, what are you willing to pay? And I said, well, you know, what's fair? This guy says $20 a night. The place is immaculate. You know, there's nothing special about it, but everything works. You got your AC heat right there. They're doing my laundry. Drop it down off there, downstairs. She does my laundry, his wife or his girlfriend. Then I got like, I don't know, I think this is cool. I got ruins right next door. You know, got the hole in the roof there, the minarets to the mosque. Got a church right there. I like it, you know. It's the sunset's right here too, and it's pretty. You can take pictures of these ruins right here. It's got to lean out the window and hopefully you don't fall to your plummet to your death. But it's Shkodër. It's $20 a night. You can go eat breakfast, you know, coffee and an omelet a block away for $5 with a tip, you know. Really good. Everything's fresh. You can live here for cheap. So if I stayed here 30 days, that's $600 a month. $10-15 a day for food. That's what, another, you could do it for under $1,000, man, you know, if you're really tight, you know, if you need to survive. The only thing is, like, there's no, it's one of those bathrooms with, you know, everything gets wet when you take a shower, but kind of keeps the bathroom clean at the same time. So, you know, you just kind of gotta walk through you know, your hotel gets wet. But this is nice, you know, it's all cash here. So, you know, when you're in a cash place, you can play let's make a deal. Everything's negotiable, you know. They're just trying to beat the tax man. It's the off season, you know, how much more he would charge me when this place is full, or would he tell me, you know, the guy's pretty cool. So I think he would cut me a deal. Probably not as good a deal as I'm getting right now, but a block away on the other side of that mosque over there, you know, there's a promenade it goes on. It's like downtown Shkodër, and it's just cafes, restaurants, bars. Pretty much everything you need is right around here. There's dentists, there's, you know, supermarkets. I'm not cooking, but all in, you know, going out to eat for 2 meals a day, 3 meals a day, 1,000, 1,200 maybe. You know, if you drink, it's going to be more, right? If you're drinking, but even the booze is cheap. I don't really drink anymore. I have a glass of wine, it's $3, $4. You know, if I have a glass of wine, so I think a beer is probably the same, if even that. The people are pretty nice. The food's pretty good. It's tasty. It's fresh. I'm not going to give the name of this place unless I talk to the guy, because I don't want to give you bad information. Everybody tries to beat him up, but it's not too hard to find this place, you know. It's pretty much right off the main drag of Shkodër. Albania is nice. Friendly people, you know. And so far, no problems here. She does my laundry, but, you know, once in a while, I don't see them, you know, they're not really here. So that's the other thing. You're kind of like at a self-service place a little bit. If nobody's here, they're not really staffing it. So there's times when I'm the only guy in the joint, you know. I got to lock up the door when I'm leaving, kind of place. Literally the front door, I got to lock it up, you know, take the key with me and then come back. open the joint up. But other than that, I mean, the place is great, $20. I'm kind of surviving. I'm in survival mode right now. I'm waiting on a few things to pop for me financially, but hey, this beats working, I'm beat to shit. Can't do my job no more. So come to Albania. You can stay here for a year. $1,000 a month, 1,500. It's really a nice cushion. This is the off season. How much more it would be during the the high season, I'm not sure. But you got a little view of some place that's crumbling. People are nice, friendly. 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 bucks a month. Where else you gonna go? It's warmer than Cleveland right now. It's raining a little bit, but it's been in the 60s. By the end of the week, I think it's gonna be 70. So spring is coming. Like and subscribe.